Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about my skincare routine. I'm not wearing any foundation today, by the way, and I felt like that was a little bit fitting because lately I have really been loving my skin. I haven't always struggled with my skin. I've gone through periods of time throughout my life where my skin just breaks out and is like a complete monster to deal with, and other times, miraculously, my skin just looks amazing. But I haven't always had a skincare routine. I would say since I started learning about makeup and learning about the art of it, I started noticing my skin and wanted to take care of it more. And I have gotten a few questions about my skincare routine, and honestly I have been putting this video off because this is quickly gonna turn into like the drugstore version of a Kathleen Lights video. When I started learning about makeup, I just like dove into YouTube to learn everything I could, and she was one of the people that I watched the most. So I've learned a lot about skincare from her, but your girl is on a budget and most of the things that I have to talk about are really affordable, except for one thing, and you probably already know what that thing is. But anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling, and if you want to know about my skincare routine, just keep watching. Okay, first of all, I didn't want to mention this in the intro and scare anybody away, but if you see my eye twitching during this video, please do not be alarmed. It has been twitching like crazy lately, and I know eye twitches because of stress, lack of sleep, lack of water, yada yada yada. I know. Just don't be alarmed because it's doing it a lot. Okay, anyway, first of all, the first thing that I want to talk about, which is like the major lifesaver for my skin, and I'm not going to talk about this long because I've made a couple videos on it already and I'm sure you know what it is, and it's the most expensive thing, so I'm going to go ahead and get it out of the way, and that is my Clarisonic, and this thing has literally changed my life, or it's changed my skin's life. Honestly, I wouldn't be able to do a video without this thing. Like I said, I'm not going to talk about it long, but the Clarisonic is literally magical. It will exfoliate your skin and it will get everything that's underneath your skin out of your skin. You turn it on and it vibrates, and you do circular motions, and you do 20 seconds on your forehead, 20 seconds down your T-zone, 10 seconds on one side of your face, and 10 seconds on the other side of your face, and you're done. Everybody's skin is different, so everybody has like different routines as to where they incorporate this, but I have to use this every single day. There is a huge difference when I skip a nighttime or a morning time using this. There's a huge difference. My skin breaks out and I have to be religious about using this. I literally have to use this every morning and every night, but it has been amazing to me. And if you haven't seen my Clarisonic video on this already, I will link that down below. And that's all I'm going to say about that, because I feel like I've talked enough about it, but I would highly suggest checking this out. It is a miracle magical product. Okay, so the daily facial cleanser that I'm using with the Clarisonic, because you have to use a face wash with it, is the Vanicream Gentle Facial Cleanser, and this stuff is amazing. It's one of the products that Kathleen Lights recommended in one of her videos, and it's like $8 or $9 at the drugstore, and I can't live without this. I've tried so many facial cleansers at the drugstore, and each one of them has left me feeling weird. I honestly felt like I was at a dead end, and then I watched her video on this and I ran out and purchased it like immediately. All the other facial cleansers out there, at least at the drugstore, leave me feeling sticky. It feels like there's like a film on my face. It doesn't get my skin clean, or it just straight up doesn't work. But this one is so good. My skin always feels so fresh and clean after I've used this. There's no film on my face. Like, it literally, my face has never felt cleaner after using this. It's designed for sensitive skin. It's free of dyes, lanolin, whatever that is. It's free of fragrance, masking fragrance, parabens, formaldehyde, and other preservatives. It doesn't leave me feeling greasy. It doesn't leave my skin feeling like tight and dry and like the life is sucked out of it. It just, my skin just feels clean and refreshed after using this, and I'm using this every morning and every night. Also, every time I use the Clarisonic, this is what I reach for. And until this stops working for me, I honestly don't think I'm going to be purchasing any other facial cleansers, because this is the one for me. Okay, as for exfoliators, I use the St. Ives Fresh Skin Apricot Scrub, and they have a lot of versions of this. They have like a green tea one. There's a one in a pink bottle. I don't know what fruit comes with the pink bottle, but there's one in there. And this is the apricot scrub. I have tried all of them out, and this is the one that I like the most. The green tea one doesn't feel like it does enough for me. I have fairly large pores, and this one is for deep exfoliation, and I feel like this one works better for me because it has like the larger beads in it. I know the one for the green tea has really small beads. It's for exfoliating too, but its beads are like a million times smaller than these. And the pink one I think is supposed to like refresh and wake up your skin. It also has small beads, but I really like this one because it exfoliates, and it does exfoliate deep, and it doesn't scratch my skin or anything. It doesn't hurt me, and it really does help exfoliate all that nasty gunk out of my face when I'm not doing a mask or something. It smells really good. It really smells like apricots. I love it so much. I have to use this every single night. Again, I know everybody's skin is different, everybody's routine is different, but for me, because I have larger pores, I feel like it does my skin better when I use this every night. I don't use it in the morning, I use it in the night before I go to bed. Before I use my Clarisonic, I'll exfoliate, and then I'll go in with my Clarisonic, and it'll get my skin like extra clean. But I am using this every night, and I really feel like this has made a world of difference. I can't go without this. Like if this runs out, I run to the store and buy another one immediately. This is just one of those things that's become a really huge staple in my skincare routine, and I feel really weird without having it and without using it on my skin. And also it's like $4, so if you haven't tried St. Ives and you're looking for some type of exfoliator, whether you want the smaller beads or the larger beads, I would suggest checking them out. Okay, so I have 4 moisturizers to talk about, and I'm going to talk about these before I get into my mask. And the first thing that I want to talk about is my Garnier Miracle Wake Up Cream. And I've talked about this before, so again, like the Clarisonic, I'm not going to dabble on this too long, but this is an amazing moisturizer. It doesn't feel greasy, it doesn't make me break out. I can wear it underneath my makeup and it looks great. It's an amazing primer. It's a gel, so it doesn't clog my pores, it doesn't clog my skin and make me feel really gross. It feels really lightweight, but it also moisturizes really deeply. So if my skin's feeling really dry, I can use this, or if my skin's feeling not so dry, I can also use this, and it still feels great. It really moisturizes and does a great deal for my skin. And I would say out of all the moisturizers that I've ever tried, this one is my absolute favorite. This is my ride or die moisturizer. The next moisturizer I had to talk about is a daily one, but I don't use it every day. I usually reach for it when I'm out of my Garnier Miracle Wake Up Cream, but this one is the next best thing if I'm out of it. It's the Pixi H20 Skindrink, and it's also a gel moisturizer. That's usually what I like to go for, because creams in general make me feel like I'm clogged. It makes my skin break out. Cream moisturizers in general are usually not the best for my skin because I feel like I have really large pores, and they don't do a lot for me. So I reached for the gels, and I feel like this one is a really good one. I've tried a bunch of moisturizers, and I would say this one is a really good runner-up to the Wake Up Cream, but the only catch to this is it is a little bit more expensive. I want to say the Wake Up Cream is under $10, and this one was like $22, which is a lot. And also, I won't use this if my skin is feeling like insanely dry. My skin has to like feel a little bit moisturized for me to be able to use this throughout the day, for it to be my daily under the makeup moisturizer, because it does do a good job at moisturizing, but it doesn't do like a really deep moisturizing. It's really great. It doesn't make me feel greasy. It pretty much has all the same benefits as the Garnier one. This one just doesn't moisturize as deep when I need it to, but it does do a really good job at moisturizing. If you have combo skin or oily skin, I feel like you would really like this. The next thing that I want to talk about that is a really good staple for me is the Pixi Skin Treats Hydrating Milky Mist, and I do use this as a setting spray sometimes. It does a really good job at hydrating my skin and like giving that glow to my skin after I put on my makeup. But once I discovered that this was actually intended for skincare, I started using it as such, and now it's gone to the bottom, so I'm like using it sparingly. I'm trying to preserve it as long as I can, but this thing has been so amazing. If I don't feel like putting a full-blown moisturizer on my skin, I use this instead. I'll spray it all over my face when my skin just needs a pick-me-up and it's not like crazy dry. I could just spray my face with it, and it really does the job. It hydrates my face. It makes me feel like my skin has come to life again, and I don't know, it's just become a really nice staple for me. I've really enjoyed reaching for this. I love that it's really quick to grab, and I love using it when my skin needs a pick-me-up. I'll use it in the morning before I put on my makeup. I'll use it after my makeup, obviously, but when I use this the most usually is when I get out of the shower and I don't want to put any kind of heavy moisturizers or anything on my face. I just want like a light moisturization after I get out of the shower. This is what I'm reaching for, and I love it so much. And the last moisturizer that I had to talk about is the e.l.f. Prep and Hydrate Balm. And this is a really good product. The only thing for me is I can't use this underneath makeup. If I'm going to use this, it's going to be on a day where I'm just at home and I'm not putting any makeup on. I'm just using a moisturizer and going about my day around the house. And I don't know why. For me, it feels like it kicks my makeup up a little bit. It just makes everything look a little weird, but I love using this on its own. It's a stick, so it's like really easy to use and paint on my face. It doesn't feel heavy, it doesn't feel greasy. It's a really good moisturizer. There's just something about it in the formula for me that just makes my makeup sit weird and apply weird. I don't know. If you're looking for a really cheap moisturizer, I think this was like $8. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot. It says it's a cooling balm, and it does. It feels cooling on my skin. So yeah, it's a great one. I just can't personally use it underneath my makeup. But I would suggest checking this out though if you're looking for a cheap one, because it doesn't feel weird. It doesn't make me break out or anything. And I feel like I'm the only one that's ever had the problem with it looking weird underneath my makeup application. So I would suggest checking it out. Okay, next I'm going to talk about face mask, and the first category is going to be hydrating nighttime face mask. And the first one I'm going to talk about is the Olay Regenerist Luminous overnight mask. It's also a gel moisturizer, and I feel like it's a little gross because it's in a tub. I don't necessarily like the tub things because I feel like it's a little unhygienic, and I'm weird about those things. But it is a really great one. It smells really good. You're supposed to apply it really generous to your face before you go to sleep at night, and every time I use it, my skin feels really hydrated when I wake up. It's a great one. It does what it claims to do. When I wake up in the morning, my skin feels really extra refreshed and hydrated. I just really love it, and this is the one that I'm reaching for when I'm not reaching for my favorite overtime night mask, which is the Origins Drink Up Intensive Overnight Mask. And this one is my all-time favorite hydrating night mask. The Olay one is really nice, and it does everything it claims to do. I just like this one a little bit better. The way it feels on my skin is totally a different vibe. The Olay one is kind of watery, and that probably has a lot to do with it being a gel moisturizer. But this one, and I know I said I don't like creams, but this one is so amazing. It smells, oh my god, it smells so good. And nothing hydrates my face more than this. Origins, I think, is great overall. There's something in the formula of this that's just incredible. It doesn't make me break out. It makes me feel super hydrated when I wake up in the morning. It just makes me feel really great and refreshed, and like I have a new skin on my face in the morning. I love this so much. I would suggest it to anybody, and you really don't have to use a whole lot for it to take effect. Like with the Olay one, you have to apply like a generous amount. Like you have to like cover your face in it, but with this you could put just like a tiny little layer and you still have like a new face in the morning. It's an amazing product. I reach for this mostly in the wintertime because that's when my skin's the driest, when my skin just like cannot breathe anymore and needs some help. This is what I reach for because it's super intense and really good. Okay, so those were all the hydrating masks that I had to talk about. The next category of mask is going to be the ones that pull everything out of my skin and exfoliate and just like really get in there. And that pretty much sums up both the products that I have to talk about, but they're both so good. So I have to talk about them, and I use them all the time. Well, not all the time. I switch them out. I go back and forth between one and the other, and I use them probably once a week, once every 2 weeks. I don't use it a whole lot like I should. I should probably be using them every week, but they do the job, and I love them both. So the first one that I have to talk about is the Origins Clear Improvement Active Charcoal Mask. And I picked this one up when this was a big craze for everybody, when everybody was looking for all those black masks that pulled everything out of your skin. And I didn't want to just dive into the first one that I saw because there was a lot of videos that I watched where people were like pulling it off the skin. It was really hurting them, and they would pull like patches of skin off or eyebrows, and I was concerned about that because I didn't want to like hurt my skin. So I did my research, and I finally picked this one up, and it's so good. It doesn't hurt my skin at all. If it doesn't pull anything off, I put this on and it stays on for like probably like 10-20 minutes, and I wash it off and it literally pulls everything out of my skin. My skin looks refreshed and good. I get in the shower, I exfoliate with my St. Ives, I use my Clarisonic, and bam, I have a new face. This is just a really good mask that's gonna pull all that nasty gunk out of your pores. So if you're looking for something like this, I would suggest checking it out because it's really good. Okay, the next mask that I have to talk about is one that Kathleen Lights raved so much about. So obviously I had to go pick it up. Well, really, I had to order it. I had to order it on Amazon. It's the Health and Beauty Aztec Secret Indian Healing Clay. And I was a little nervous to try it because I've never heard of anything like this. Obviously I had to order it off Amazon, and sometimes Amazon can be a little bit sketchy, but I took a chance because Kathleen said that she loved it so much, and I'm really glad that I did because I use this all the time. Like I said, I go back and forth between this and my Origins Clear Improvement charcoal one, and this one is so good. Now I will say this one is probably a little bit more intense than the Origins one. It's not going to pull my skin up, it's not going to pull my eyebrows off. It's really gentle in that sense, but it claims that you can feel your face pulsating, and that's definitely true. When this thing is on my face and it's working on pulling all that stuff that's underneath my skin out of my face, it really pulsates. Like I can feel my face going like wah, wah, wah. And it's like really intense, but at the same time it feels really good. It's not like scary or anything. I don't mean to scare you off from it if that's what I did, but it's really good. So if you're looking for something that's like really intense and gonna get the job done for sure, without a doubt, I would suggest picking this up on Amazon because I'm sure you won't be disappointed. Now it comes in a powder. There's like no scent to it or anything, and you can mix it with water or apple cider vinegar. I was mixing it with water for a while, but it just came out like really chunky, and that's okay. You can put it on your face with it chunky like that and it still works just as well. But I like the apple cider vinegar because it breaks everything down just a little more and it applies really smoothly on my face. That's just my personal preference. But I'll put this in a bowl, I'll mix it up with the apple cider vinegar, and I'll put it on my face. It'll stay there again like 10-20 minutes, and it pulsates, it pulls everything out, and my skin is like completely exfoliated and looks great when it's done. Now because it is really intense, when I'm done with it, when I wash it off my face, my skin is like beet red. But I'm okay with that because it really pulled everything out of my skin. It didn't hurt me. It did what it said it was going to do, and it works really, really nice. So if you're looking for something a little more intense than the average exfoliating or pull out mask, I would suggest this because it really, really gets the job done, and everything it claims, it really does. And also, this is the masking tool that I use with it. I always apply my face mask with this. I was using a foundation brush every time I put my mask on, but I hated washing it every single time afterwards. This one is silicone, so all I have to do is rinse it off when I'm done, and it's really, really great. And this end is supposed to be like a pore refining brush head, but I just use this end to mix my mask up with. But yeah, this is a really great tool for the lazy side of me. Okay, I have one last thing to talk about, and I was looking for this little bitty thing for a while now. It's the Origins Super Spot Removal Acne Treatment Gel. And if you have one of those under the skin bumps or just like a really large bump in general, and you just take this and put the tiniest little dot directly on the bump, it will be halfway gone by in the morning. I would do it at night because it is a salicylic acid, and because it's a salicylic acid, it's really going to be really intense and burn all the grossness of the bump out of your skin, but it's not so much that it's gonna like kill your skin. But I would only put it on the direct spot where you need it. I wouldn't go all over the face because it would dry your skin out, but that comes with any salicylic acid territory. This one is just a really good one, and it works really fast. I had a hard time finding this for a while. It was sold out online for like the longest time. I'm not sure if it still is or not, and it was sold out in stores, but I just kept checking back and I finally found it. And this thing is awesome because when I had a bump that I just wanted gone like immediately, I would reach for this and it would be halfway gone by in the morning, and it's great. Oh yeah, I almost forgot, and I cannot believe I almost forgot this. One of the things that I use all the time is aloe vera, and I know what you're thinking. You're like, that's a plant. Yes, it is a plant, and it's also skincare. I'll cut a little piece off, probably 2 or 3 inches off of it, and then I'll slice that open with a tiny pair of scissors, and inside it's like really gooey. And after I do a mask, after I do like some kind of deep exfoliating mask, I'll take a shower and then I'll get out and I'll rub that all over my face. And first impressions of it, you're gonna be like, oh my god, ew, that stinks, because it really does. It does not smell good at all. but it's worth it. This plant is considered a healing plant. A lot of people use it for a lot of different reasons, but I use it on my face and it has done great things for my skin. It won't stay wet, it'll dry down fairly quickly, and when I wake up in the morning I wash it off my face and my skin looks revived and brand new every time. I don't know what it is about this plant. There's something about it that is just so incredible. When I was in the process of trying out different skincares before I found all the products that I really love, this is the thing that would help me out when my skin would break out. I would rub this all over my face and wear it all night and wake up in the morning and my skin would just be completely revived and saved from all the gunk and grossness. Obviously it's not going to exfoliate, it's not going to pull anything out, it's not going to moisturize, but it does do something to the skin where it just like it fixes things. I don't know how to explain it. There's just something about it. My skin just looks like I took a vitamin for my face. I don't know. It works like magic. It's amazing. And obviously it's a plant, so there's nothing unnatural about it. And it's a very cheap plant too. You can find them at Walmart in the garden section. You can go to Home Depot, Lowe's. They have them pretty much everywhere and they're really cheap and affordable and they do great things. Okay guys, that is it for this video. I'm really sorry that I didn't have clips of me applying any of this to my face. I literally did a face mask 2 nights ago and I forgot to film it. I am so sorry. But I feel like I've talked about everything really thoroughly and I didn't just mention the things that I just kind of liked. These are all things that I really love and I use constantly all the time. These are my really favorite products, and because I've gotten a lot of questions on my skincare, I really felt like sharing these things with you. I'm sure that you've seen all of these things floating around YouTube somewhere, but these are genuinely my favorite products, so I really hope that you found some of this useful. But anyway, these are all the things that I love and use regularly, and that is all that I have to talk about in this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you found this video helpful at all, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you again for watching. I love you guys so much, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel before you leave, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys. Skincare. So I've learned a lot about skincare from because it does do it a good go Ben, go, good boy, good boy, good boy. It's actually designed for skin car. My eyes not stop twitching. Moisturize, hydrate, Balm. The Olay Regenerist. Don't know what's going on there. I did it, bitch. I did it. Yeah. Yes, it is a plant. You smell like a potato chip, mister. Don't look at me like that. You know what you smell like.